Hey everybody, Brad and Buzz here for a Stretch Friday, and for those of you that turned into our boot camp earlier this week, we are men of our words, supporting Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and as our shirts clearly indicate, as real men we do like to wear pink.
All the time.
All the time. So, as also promised, for those of you that did your homework, and hopefully went on Amazon or Walmart or something and got a foam roller, ours are not quite standard issue size-wise, but they will get the job done. Hopefully yours are a little bit longer, something like 18 inches to 24 inches. But
This is the one I have at home.
This is only 12, man. This is a little tight, but we'll make it work. So we're going to start with a full stretch recovery. Everything today, rather than being a little bit longer, 45 to 60 seconds per stretch, we're actually going to hit a little shorter, 30 seconds per stretch, but we're going to do twice each. So we're still getting that full duration, but that way we can do 30 seconds, work through a range of motion, and then hit it again and try to get a little deeper into the stretch. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So we're going to start. Sorry, go ahead.
How are we going to tell them about?
I thought they knew the rules. So obviously with Stretch Fridays now, we started a tradition of 21 questions. Is it 21 or
20
20?
questions.
20. I always need that extra one. 20 questions. Movies are the categories. We try to pick popular movies that all of us have seen. Play along at home. Guess in the comments or shoot us an email if you get it. Obviously you'll hear this later, but virtual wellness at tryhealth.com. I don't know why I did that. Hopefully Brad inserts the website there. But if he doesn't, here we go.
It's off on the other side.
Yeah, it's way over there. We're going to go feet together, hands starting at our side. We're going to take a deep breath in. Arms up. Exhale, bend, and we're just going to hang down to those toes. Notice I said hang and not reach. We're letting gravity do the work here at first, just trying to take note of how flexible we are to start. If you want, you can put a slight bend in your knees to get a little deeper, or you can lock those legs and really feel the stretch from your calf all the way up your hamstring. Again, just kind of hanging, breathing through that range of motion, and slowly stand up. Next time, we're going to go right foot over the left, trying to get our pinky toes to touch each other. Same thing, hands at our side, deep breath, bring them up. Exhale, reach down for those toes. Now we're actually reaching. So I want you to try to grab a toe, grab a calf, or just try to stretch those fingertips till you feel a nice pull in your left calf.
My calves are so tight.
You squat.
It's life, I think.
Life and tight calves. Well, having small calves, they don't get too tight.
All right, am I starting this?
Yep, when you're ready. Sorry, you'll start. So ask me questions. Up to top when you're ready. We're going left foot over right. Deep breath, hands up. Exhale and bend down, reach for those toes.
Did your movie release prior to 2000?
Yes.
Prior to 1985?
No. Right side's pretty tight.
Yeah, they're both very tight for me.
Good. Back to the middle. So that's the first little circuit. We're going to do everything kind of in sets of 2 or 3. So we're going to run through that again. 30 seconds each. Feet together. Deep breath. Exhale, bend down and reach. Remember, reaching for those toes. We're trying to get a little further than the first time.
I will say, if you've got a lot of knee injuries, sore knees,
Yep.
would you agree that calf stretching is one
Most
out of the
underrated.
two?
Yeah, most underrated. Calf stretching or quad stretching, which we'll get to later. A lot of times, just below and just above our knees, if they're really tight, that's where that pain or inflammation can be caused or result from. Oh well. Stand up. Right foot over left. Deep breath, back down.
So movie 85 to 2000, is it a comedy?
Yes.
Was the lead actor or actress
There's many.
ever,
Sorry, keep.
were any of the leads Saturday Night Live alumni?
I don't believe so. No. Left over right.
So no Steve Martins, Bill Murrays, Dan Aykroyd's, none of those.
No, and if they really are. They're more like cameo guys.
Yeah.
Very good, and back to start. All right, now we're gonna move on to the front side, attack our quads. So, Brad's gonna demonstrate by getting a chair or something, just balance. I'm gonna try to balance naturally. We're gonna bend our right knee slightly, reach down to grab our left foot, try to pull that left heel. I'll turn so you can see, straight to our backside. We wanna go to get that heel touching before we start pushing that leg back. If you're doing one of these, that's more of a yoga pose than it is a quad stretch. So we want to go heel to backside, then start to bring that left knee back.
Are all of the actors or actresses in the lead roles still alive?
Most, if not all. Good. We're going to switch over to the other side. Same thing, bend the left knee slight, grab the right foot or ankle, right heel touches the backside first, then you can start to let that knee drop back to get a deeper stretch.
This is part of a franchise. Any sci-fi elements?
Yes. That was a good question.
Is this a parody?
Yeah, I guess technically. Define parody.
Like,
Making fun of another movie? No.
yeah,
Not really.
not really.
Not like Scary Movie or something.
Got it.
I don't know, Scary Movie's great stuff. Good, relax. And then the third one in this little circuit, we're gonna go a little bit wider stance, angle the toes out. We're gonna kick those hips back, drop it down nice and low. Again, you can use the chair if you want for balance to hang on like so, but I'm gonna drop down nice and low here and use my elbows to push out on the inside of my knees. Nice big hip and groin stretch here.
Is this pre-1990?
No, post.
90s.
Good, stand up nice and slow. And again, we're gonna run through it again. So we'll start with the left leg first, bend the right knee, reach down, grab the left foot, pull on up.
So a 90s comedy, no Farley, no Spade, no Sandler. Nope. Sci-fi elements. Yep. Does this movie take place on Earth?
Yes.
Do you know how many questions on it?
9 we'll call it. I lost count between 9 and 11. So and relax, switch. Grab that right foot. Like I said, if you're bringing your heel to your backside and that stretch isn't enough, let that knee drift back in a nice straight line. Keeping that heel touching the whole time, you'll feel a big pull there in the quad.
This movie
And relax.
100% take place in present day Earth
Not present day. Like present day
at the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hips down, knees out. Use those elbows, really push on those knees. Get a groin stretch and a hip stretch. Like I said, if you have that chair or something in front of you need to hang on to, by all means go ahead. But this one in particular, I kind of like to lean forward, get a little extra weight into my elbows, and push on out.
90s to 2000. That's grade school for me.
Same, but big clue. Well, you probably wouldn't have watched it in grade school. It would have been something you went back and watched. And back up. Good job. All right, we're gonna go down to the mat, and now is when you're gonna need that foam roller. So we're gonna start with our hamstrings. We're gonna put that foam roller right underneath, kind of where our hamstrings or thighs meet our backside. You're gonna put your arms out to the side to lift yourself up on top of this little roller. And then you're gonna let your hips drift back towards your hands and push yourself forward. So all we're doing is rolling back and forth, loosening up that tight tissue, trying to get some more blood flow in there, some more range of motion for our other stretches. So take your time going back and forth. If you need to rest because your arms or hands get tired, take a rest and lift yourself back up and back and forth. For those of you that don't have a foam roller, you can just go legs straight out, bring your arms to your chest, and reach into your toes. Again, just targeting those hamstrings.
Well, I show without the foam.
That works. So again, just a good old-fashioned hamstring stretch. Would you like to explain? All right, we're going to switch, sorry, and we'll go into this after. So if you have a long one, slide down to one edge. If you have a short one like me, you can put it right in the middle, but we're going to go to our left leg only. So by doing that, we're going to go right leg in, arms out to the side again. We can use our right leg now to help ourselves get up. And again, we're just going to roll back and forth on that hamstring. Brad's doing exactly the same thing. Stretching that left side, putting a little more emphasis on it, getting deeper into the stretch.
Does this movie have Ben Stiller in it?
No. Switch in size. Foam roller goes underneath the right thigh. Left foot is flat, hands up, and rock. The other nice thing about doing this single leg is that if you do get too tired, or you can't quite get yourself up with both legs, it's a little easier to do one leg at a time because you got that support from your other leg to help push yourself up.
Were there any characters in this movie in heavy makeup?
Yeah. That might throw you off.
Will it? I'm talking like Austin Powers level of makeup for Mike Myers.
I mean, yes, but not the main well, arguably the main characters
Or not?
are.
Okay. All right.
Back to the both legs. Ready, set, up. 30 seconds. This one you can do a little faster. If you really want to get your reps in, you can go slower, taking your time, breaking down that tissue, whatever you need. Call it 13.
Is this movie based on a pre-existing IP? Book or cartoon or video game or anything?
Nope.
Completely original idea.
I mean, maybe off a comic book or something, but not like a Batman or anything like that. Wow, that was a good thing. Back to single leg, left side.
I wouldn't have known that was a hint unless you said that was a hint.
Well, I meant like that eliminates all the Batman.
Well, if you would have said it's not based on IP, then.
Well, because I don't know, I'm not a big book guy. So
Batman was 87.
No. 'Cause remember, we had that problem with last time. So
Yep.
I don't know if this was a book or.
All right, so let's nix that one then.
Other side, right leg. So it's always better, maybe not better, but for me, I find it better to start with the hamstrings first, a little bit larger muscle group. A lot of where our attention seems to lie, whether it's from sitting, driving, heavy lifting, hamstrings and glutes kind of generate a lot of that power. So this is where I like to start, plus it gets some blood flowing down to that leg region. And once we go over to the other side, which we're about to do here, quads tend to be a little more tender or sensitive to foam rolling. You'll see right now. So we're going to switch over to those quads. Again, we're going to start with both. Brad's going to show the quad stretch just where you tuck that leg back. You know what we did last week? He'll demonstrate. For those of you at the foam roller, you're going to put it right here at the top of your knees. You're going to lean forward almost like into a plank position, under your forearms, up on your hands, whatever's easier. We go to the side here so you get a little bit better angle. Coming forward, trying to get that right below your knees to start. And then again, you're just rolling your body back, pulling your body forward. Up and down that quad, trying to find any tender regions to break up. So you might notice these first few feel real easy and light. You're probably targeting the mid to inner thigh. That area usually doesn't get quite as sore. But if you want to have some fun, you can start to transition to the outsides. We'll get that here in a moment. Just get back and forth, nice and easy. Core is tight. Got any more? Alright, we're going to switch to single leg. Foam roller goes on just one leg, just like we did with the hamstrings. You can use that opposite knee for support. This one you're really going to feel it, especially if you put all your body weight into it. So take your time, go up and down nice and slow.
Yeah, I don't know, I'm lost here. Are the actors who were in lead roles, and I'm going to switch on and off, are the actors in the lead roles still relevant today?
Most of them.
Well, monsters. There are monsters in this movie?
Yeah, you could argue that. Maybe what you define as monsters. All right, back to the middle. Here we go. Running through that again.
This come out after 1995,
Yes.
so between 90 and 2000. 95 and 2000. Trying to figure out what grade that puts me at.
Yeah, I don't think you would have saw it when it came out.
Yeah, but at least I have that window.
Should we give them an option for like a bonus clue?
What number question am I
14.
on? No way I'm on 14.
Probably like 16. I just like to keep guessing. So. Left leg!
I'm going to do a double roll here to finish out. Were the main characters, did they work everyday jobs?
Yes. Right leg.
I don't know. I give up.
Mars Attacks.
Oh.
Jack Nicholson, Pierce Brosnan, Sarah Jessica Parker. Many, many others.
That is obscure.
All right, good work. We're going to put that foam roller to the side. We're
What
gonna
year
do
was that?
96.
96.
We're going to do a couple back stretches, and then we'll finish on the foam roller and call it a day. So, For those of you that have been tuning in weekly, you know these are both of ours probably favorite two stretches. We're going to start in child's pose, putting those hips back on your heels. Arms outstretched, using your arms, specifically your forearms and hands, to push down through the floor. As you drop your hips further back towards your heels, feeling a big stretch or pull in your lats, your upper back. All right, ready for yours? You have to go through fast. Quick. Was it before or after 2000? Before. Off to a great start. Push those hips forward right into Cobra, dropping them down to the mat, stretching that upper back. Was it before 1990?
Yes.
Was it before 1980?
No.
Was it about a boxer?
No.
Hips back. Was there a lead male character and solo male character?
No. Yeah.
Is the lead male character or characters still relevant today?
Clarify relevant.
Like if they star in commercials or movies or
No.
TV shows? The hips forward one more time. Is it a sci-fi movie?
Yes.
Does it take place on Earth?
Yes.
Do they fight giant bugs?
Let me clarify. There's sci-fi elements. I wouldn't say this is a sci-fi movie.
All right, last two. More like last one. We're gonna break it down a little bit. Back to the foam roller to finish. You're gonna put it underneath the small of your back. Lean back to it so you feel your weight get nice and tight up against it. Lift your hips up slightly by digging your heels into the ground. And just like before, we're rolling our body over that roller.
If you don't have a foam roller, you can do feet together, knees down, farther out than we would have them for a groin stretch, and just leaning forward to get some traction in the spine.
So when you are rolling, I want you to start with your hands across your chest, chin tucked. What that's going to do is open up our shoulder blades, allow us to roll up and down the entirety of our back. You can probably notice you may need a little bit bigger space to do this because you'll start rolling further and further away. I'm going to readjust so you can see. We're going to hold it here for a full minute to finish. The reason I like to finish with this and think it's probably the best or most important foam rolling exercise is because by going up and down our spine like this, we're breaking up all that tension, all those vertebrae, all that tension in our muscle tissue around our vertebrae to allow them to expand and lengthen, get that blood flow in there. You may hear some cracks, you may feel some pops. That's exactly what you want, breaking up all that damage. Now, we're going to break that up in half like I said. I want you to target just your upper back. This time we can go a little arms out to hit more of those shoulder blades, getting up towards your neck. You can let your head get real heavy. Play around with different angles to really target that spine. Brad's going to show you a low cobra, right, with your hands underneath.
I can do that. I like going out this way.
Do you like that? That's my favorite one.
Yeah. You can go, okay, so we can go laying on our bellies, arms straight out over our head, almost kind of using the ground to pull your arms away from your upper body, pushing down with the forearms. This is my favorite way to do it. But as Buzz was describing, you can also do a sphinx pose. Thank you, I wasn't remember the name. So hands are underneath the armpits, and we're just lifting up and almost pushing our shoulder blades together.
For those of you following along with me in the roller, we now move to our low back, shortening that range of motion. We're just kind of rocking back and forth to break up any tension down there. And let's finish with the full range of motion, all the way up, all the way down. Give me 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, I completely stopped guessing Brad's movie.
You did.
So that means we both lose this week. What was it?
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. I was on a way different train. Definitely a sci-fi movie though.
Yeah.
Crazy guy.
Comedy.
Yeah.
Let's say comedy, sci-fi.
And Michael J. Well, I guess Michael J. Fox is still.
No.
Unfortunately, poor guy. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you learned something with the foam rollers. Hopefully you learned something with the movies. Obviously, I'm Buzz, and he is
Brad.
leave us comments, questions, other stretches you want us to target, or areas of the body you'd like us to focus on a little bit more, or a discount link for foam rollers, if you have one of those. That'll be at virtualwellness@tryout.com, like I said. Thanks again for tuning in.
See you guys.